Hello, hello. This is The Way of Fairness. My name is Stephen Childs. This video is going to be for two purposes. The first one is to get online this idea to welcome Trump's people with us in the way of fairness, to establish the World Fairness Agreement so that Trump doesn't die in prison, or one of them, or there's people in prison now that have been in Trump's movement, Trump's politics. It's very controversial, very divisive. There might be a civil war over this. A lot of bloodshed might happen, violence. So, having said that, here's what I have written down. I'll put it in the description below. The World Fairness Agreement will free Trump. It will free all of Trump's people as well. Finally, our world will work. The people will heal from the wounds of the past and stay healed. All of the world leaders and everyone else will be heroes. We will all be each other's defender. The division that leads to war with each other will be gone. Black Elk's vision that all tribes will become one tribe will become a reality. Black Elk was in Oglala Sioux, medicine man. He had precognition. This is going to happen. It just hadn't happened yet. It's happening now. So see, that's the nature of this. The work we do in our life doesn't necessarily come to fruition in our lifetime. Sometimes it's later on. Look, for example, with the people that were involved in vision that became Christianity. It's not what was intended. The Christian religion is not what was intended. So I'm being given vision now about that. And so I'm putting it into the words of the way of fairness. That's what was intended. So we're working with Christianity. We're working with all the religions and all the governments and all the people to present this offering of a better way, a way to change the world, a way to save ourselves from ourselves with the way of fairness. So the religion is going to be called Faith in Fairness. So let me finish reading and then I'll go back to this plans for what we're going to be doing. So I had just read Black Elk's vision that all tribes become one tribe will become a reality. All religions will be at peace with each other. All governments will be at peace with each other. All individuals will be at peace with each other. So I'm just making plans on what to do, and it's torturous because I'm spending my savings and I only have Social Security to live on. And that's pretty difficult to do. And I'm watching my savings become depleted. And my higher power has communicated to me. They, he, she communicates with me telepathically in English because I speak English. So I just want you to know that it's like direct communication in my mind. She told me, don't worry about the money. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do my best to not worry about the money. So I'm having faith in fairness. And I have a friend that supported my channel, my website, mostly through my YouTube channel, since the beginning, since even before I had the modern version created yet. He believed in what I was doing a long time ago. And so he's got family problems, I'll just put it that way, from narcissism. I have family problems from narcissism too. We're scapegoats. And I'm finally learning how to handle that by not caring what they do to me, just stay focused on don't do him wrong. The person who I perceive as attacking me, my return thought is don't do that person wrong. And that's it. And it's working. So I'm finally getting past the personal. I take it personal. No longer. I no longer take it personal. So, for example, I went to Winco, my favorite grocery store, because it's owned by employees. And I needed to get some soy milk. So I went there already this morning before sunrise, before dawn. It was dark. Days are really short this time of year. And I was just thinking that thought. The people that were in there working early, stocking the shelves and so forth, and they have to work together in cooperation to get things done. I know how that is. So I'm thinking, don't do these people wrong. And then some problem comes into my mind from the conflict that they're having with each other or elsewhere. And I just think, don't do them wrong. And it's not about me at all. Any kind of thing that I would take personally, I don't. I throw that away to the side, and I think, don't do those people wrong. And I'm like an example for the people in the store how you do this. So quit thinking about what's happening to you and just think, don't do them wrong. Don't do him or her or them. Don't do that tribe wrong. Don't do that religion wrong. Don't do that government wrong. Don't do that religion wrong. Don't do those people wrong. Don't do those kind of people wrong. And that way I stop having judgmental thoughts about other people. I'm my own worst enemy. So when we go into this personalized state of being, me, don't do me wrong? No, don't say that. Don't do the world wrong. Don't do the planet wrong. That's as close as you want to get to wanting to be treated fairly yourself, because you're part of the planet, you're part of the world. Don't do anyone wrong. So that includes you. See what I mean? So it is about stopping people from doing you wrong. That's exactly what it is. I don't want anyone doing you wrong ever again. And so you can use that thought yourself. You can think, I don't want anyone doing you wrong to whatever person's around you ever again. We're here to help you. So you change your thoughts into this way of fairness thinking, and you'll have a much better day. So, and it's amazing because it affects all the people around you. Our minds are very connected. So I realized that because other people, some of these other people are very telepathic, very connected to my mind and probably to your mind. And so they can sense that I'm not under control, and it worries them. So they try to get me under control because they think that's the best strategy. And it probably was up until they learn a better strategy. It's the best strategy they had so far. And so they're trying to I have threats, telepathic death threats, telepathic threats of violence and such, and I don't take it personal. I used to take it very personal. How dare they do that to me, No, that results in more trouble. So it's like, instead of thinking about the attack that's on me, it's like, don't do those people wrong. Protect those people. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to help you. Even though I perceive attacks from you, I'm here to protect and to support you and to stop other people from doing you wrong. And so then they see a better way, and they can start practicing this better way for them. This way is uniting. It doesn't divide. It unites us all for a common purpose of stopping others from doing anyone wrong, and that includes you. Have a great day. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing. I'm going on a mission. I've been on a mission by myself through Oregon. I'm looking for a place to move to because I needed to make this decision. I'm moving out of Utah. And that decision was made, and I did. I moved out of Utah. I'm homeless, so my home was in Klamath Falls, Oregon first. And the Trump people, I perceived it as Trump people attacking my idea. And so I thought, I don't have to stay here, I'm moving somewhere else. Like, I don't have to stay in Utah, I'm moving somewhere else. So I was using that technique, and so I moved to Eugene, Oregon. And I lived there for one night, and then I moved to Florence, Oregon, and I lived there for 2 nights. And I'm scoping out the possibility of moving permanently to one of these cities. And I'm still in that process. So then there was attacks started happening in Florence, and I moved to the city it's Mc something. I'm going to put it on pause and find out. It's McMinnville. I've got maps loaded up now, and I can see. I searched for Newburgh because I remembered that name. I had forgotten McMinnville, MC capital MINNVILLE, and it's next to Newburgh. And the reason that this is significant, and the reason I wanted to go there, is because of my past research into George Fox and the foundation of the Quakers, because of Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick said the Quakers were the only people that were friendly to him when he was younger. And so in an interview, he brought them up, the Quakers. And the night before I saw the interview, I was given precognition, and I was shown an image of a Quaker Oats canister with the picture of the Quaker man. And so I started researching more about Quakers after hearing Philip K. Dick, because it was something very important, or they wouldn't have shown me the vision of George Fox. I found out that man is George Fox. And I'm doing some more research. He's from England, Protestant. Protestant means Protestant. They protested the Church of England, and some of the other Protestants were protesting against Catholicism. And so there was a divergence of belief and of dirt doctrine that took place. The Spanish Inquisition is involved in the impetus to create something different after the Inquisition. Burning of witches, killing of Jews, Cathars, dreadful. Anyway, so George Fox's group first called themselves the Friends of Truth. So see, he was focused on truth. This is not true, what you're talking about in your doctrine. And so there's been going and ongoing repairing of Christianity, or a struggle to repair it. And that's what I'm about. I was born a Christian, LDS, Mormon. And so in my vision world, I'm told I'm the only Christ, and that this is the new way Christianity is going to go. So we're not trying to take over, we're trying to invite them to join with faith and fairness, so that atheists are also welcome into this new type of Christianity. You don't even have to call it Christianity. It's faith and fairness is what it is. I'm a faith-based atheist. And so I do believe that there were people that were given precognition, like me, visionaries. Nowadays we call people like me bipolar. We call it a disorder. So people say, well, Jesus was just a schizophrenic. He was bipolar. He was a lunatic. He was just crazy. Well, maybe we're not crazy. Maybe we're really hearing stuff, and it's like they're trying to make me crazy. They're trying to defeat me with causing insanity in me. And those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, don't feel bad. You're not going through all this suffering. And maybe one day you will. You might be given a dream that blows your mind because it happens the next day. And then you start hearing something in your voice telling you about it. You wonder if you've lost your sanity. Let's hope not, but it's real. My point here is modern psychologist science hasn't recognized the reality of what I'm talking about. We're working on that. So me and Arrow Crusher is his YouTube channel. We're going on a mission for this new religion called Faith and Fairness. We need money to do the paperwork for the government, to file the nonprofit religious status and so forth. So I stayed in McMinnville night before last, and no, it was 2 nights ago, because I stayed in Ontario, Oregon after I left McMinnville and went through the city of Newburgh, and that's where Newburgh George Fox University is. So it's like a center of Quaker religion. McMinnville has Quaker religions, Newburgh does, Portland has Quaker churches, and some of them are liberal, and some of them are more traditional, and they read from the Bible and so forth. Like the one in Salt Lake, we did not read from the Bible. We meditated for an hour. Nobody said anything. We just sat in a circle in the chairs without speaking for an hour. And I just do a Zen type meditation for the hour, sitting in the chair. And I went there because of this vision I was given that related with Philip K. Dick, because Philip K. Dick was given a vision of being back in the time of Christ. And in one of his well-known books, Valis, he talks how the empire never ended. The Roman Empire never ended. It became the Catholic religion, you see. And Constantine actually is said to have had a dream how he conquered the world with the cross, with the Christian cross, or was in the process of doing so as a Roman emperor, ruler, governor, etc. So this is really interesting history involved with all this stuff. And when you start looking into the history of human, non-human, spiritual, greater power interaction, it's in all the religions. And it's in all the non-religions. It's wherever you find it. this connection to spirit or mind only. That's what spirit means to me, is mind only. There's no physical body involved. It's just the mind. So like people call it spirit. We can't even figure out what a thought is yet. We know we have them. We can't see any signal. We can see the brain does stuff, but the thought itself that can be shared with somebody else, like I could think of the number 7 and you pick it up telepathically. We're just barely in the infancy of working with this stuff. And we know we're telepathic, a lot like I was explaining. They know that they've connected with my mind and that I'm not under their control of their group and their concerns. So I want them to know that I'm here to help protect them, and I don't want anyone doing them wrong. So you might hear people saying, shut up a lot, shut up. They say, shut up and listen. Or why don't you listen to me? And that, I turn that right back onto them. Why don't you shut up and listen to me? And why don't you listen to me right now, what I'm talking about? And they are. And I'm grateful because it's working. So maybe I'll move back to Newburgh, McMinnville. Portland's too big. I have trouble in big city traffic, but I drove through Portland, so my car was highly visible on I-5, etc. And it's got in Sharpie pen written on it, great big letters, thewayoffairness.com, the right to not be done wrong. And on the back it says faith-based atheism. And anyway, there was an issue with the discrimination against black people, or black people trying to rule and conquer, tribal warfare. And Germans did it, and they were very destructive with their run-it tribal warfare and taking over. But the American black people are a mixture of various tribes. There's 3 basic types of black people in Africa, and they've interbred for years, back and forth, and then separated and become more one line, and then mixed again. So it's like a very complex development of species, of tribe. First of all, human species, that's before this modern era of Africa, but all of us came from Africa, and that's very complex. A lot of things happened in the propagation of planet Earth with humanity, and now we're destroying the planet. So that's one of the thoughts I keep thinking. Don't do the planet wrong. Okay, so the Quakers, George Fox said the reason they named them the Quakers was from other people, their fear, the quaking with fear. And George said that people should be afraid of the words. And it's like, it's afraid of what the words direct you to experience, this power of evil that we're trying to defeat. And they thought it would only be, well, Catholicism says the Lord's Prayer to Jesus, deliver us from evil. So we stay surrendered to that guy, and he delivers us from evil, but to me, that guy's evil. What a game, you know? So he wants me to surrender to, it's like Satan playing like he's God, surrender to God, so that, you know, it's like, what is going on here? So my concept is, if they want me to be the only Christ, okay, but as soon as the world is united with this new religion, faith and fairness, everybody's the Christ. We all count the same. And that's the teaching of the way of fairness, is we all count the same. So right from the get-go, they say, I'm the only Christ. Well, I'm teaching you that we all count the same. That's my opinion. All humans are humans. End of story. We all count the same. And none of us should be done wrong by any of us. Doesn't matter what tribe we're from. So this is Black Elk's vision, the Oglala Sioux medicine man. He was given a vision as a teenager. So much grace, it chokes you up. We're being rescued from disaster. And you feel it in your heart. Thank you. So he had the vision that all the tribes were different hoops, and all of the hoops became one hoop, one circle. All of the tribes were different circles, and the circles became one circle. The humans. And I wasn't sure if that was about including white people after the genocide the white people did to them. And they must be like practicing the way of fairness kind of ideas. Don't do the white people wrong. Well, the black slaves saying, don't do the white people wrong. Can you imagine the strength of character to be able to do that? Get that character. Have a great day. I love you.